Hello, hello, hello. I am your host, Rabbi Zevi Weinberg, with Marriage Moment. Okay, so we all know the bad news that there's so many. Millennials have a 70% divorce rate. But what's the good news? The good news is that marriage is something that most people want. In fact, it makes people live longer and happier lives. So we have to figure out, how do we get married and stay married? And the most important factor of getting married and staying married is realizing its importance. If I said to you, I want you to go to work. So the most important factor of going to work is not your skill. It is the desire to work. If you don't have that desire, nothing else matters. So how do we build the desire for marriage? And I think the key thing is we have to value what it does for us. Our sages teach us that a man that is not married is living without blessing. He's living without joy. And I can say this of myself. I love to say I'm an expert on marriage because I've been married twice. There's no comparison. I remember saying this to my wife. I said the worst day in marriage, and there are days that are tough, is better than the best day that isn't married. Because in marriage, you have a partner. You have somebody else. You have another half of your soul. Your soul is dancing, whether you realize it or not. And often, part of the problem in marriage is we take for granted, thank God I'm married and I have love and I have a companion, I have a partner. If I didn't have that, what would I be? I would be lonely. I wouldn't have the same amount of blessings in my life. And so do I recognize that? Do I wake up in the morning? Do I say, thank you, God, for this gift? Or is, what else can you do for me? You know what I mean? Or what else can I gain in this world? And that's what it really boils down to. It boils down to appreciating that the Creator, if I can step into His voice, I made you. I know what's good for you. And the first thing that God tells us is get married. It's not good to be alone. And then He says, have children, and then conquer the world. Make the world into a greater, better place, a place that's good for you and your children. And as long as people knew that, they were happy. They had a much more difficult lives, but they were much happier than us because they had marriage. And you gotta look at this video 1,000 times until it gets into your head, because we were brought up in this stupid secular identity of marriage. Oh, nobody needs marriage. No, everybody needs marriage. That's what we need. So please share this if it's meaningful to you. Good luck.